We're going to make a white lasagna with dark greens with tons of mushrooms. We've got 3 different mushrooms, the most important being dried mushrooms. So I have about 1.5 cups of chicken or vegetable stock getting nice and warm in a small pot. I'm gonna add about 1 ounce, or about half of this package, of dried porcini. Now, for the white sauce, I have a little roux in this pan here, and I've warmed my milk with a bay leaf. I'm gonna whisk the warm milk into the roux, equal amounts of flour and butter, salt, white pepper, and a little nutmeg. Brown the mushrooms entirely first. They should be meaty and very fragrant before you ever add salt. Then we're going to add in a finely chopped shallot, fresh thyme. Now we can add our salt and pepper. And some garlic. Now, once the shallots and garlic cook out, we'll start wilting in our spinach and incorporate our reconstituted porcini and their stock. For the greens, as I said, I like to use chard, but any mixture of greens will do. You need 1.5 pounds of greens. I gotta take a quick break. Come on back and we'll assemble the lasagna. I'll show you the cheese. Alrighty, kids, so we're working on our first lasagna of this season around here. In the bottom of my square baking pan, I put half of my bechamel, our white sauce with the bay, salt, pepper, white pepper I used, and nutmeg, right? Put half of our sauce in the bottom. Then I took the flat lasagna sheets and just kind of broke them up to fit. No boil, just drop them right in there. Box of flat pasta. Then I'm gonna dollop it with fresh ricotta cheese that I mixed with a little lemon zest and some Parmigiano Reggiano. And then I take half of my greens and mushrooms. Now this is the dried mushrooms, our porcini, that little bit of porcini flavored stock. You can use chicken or vegetable, right? And the fresh mushrooms and all of those greens all cooked together. And I use the juice of the lemon that I zest, put a little lemon juice in this too, just for brightness. Then we're gonna take half of this, pop it in here. Then don't sauce, just pasta. And then you're gonna repeat with the remainder of your ricotta and your greens. Then you're gonna pour the bechamel over the top layer of pasta. And then I'm gonna top that with Italian fontina. Then we're gonna do this again, pasta, right? Bing, bang, boom. Break this up, pop that there. Now, last important thing, 400-degree oven, rack in the center, foil on the top for 30 minutes, uncover 15 to 20 until brown and bubbly. Never cut a hot lasagna. I know it's really hard. You gotta let it wait. We've got one resting. I'll plate this up with you when we come back. So I find when you're letting lasagna rest, you must find something to keep your hands busy or you will not let the lasagna rest, right? You're just gonna dive in with a fork. So while the lasagna is resting, I just chop up whatever fresh greens I have for herbs in my fridge. I love this combination. It's very unusual for Italian cooking to include dill, but I love dill with mushrooms. So I'm doing fresh dill, fresh parsley, and some minced chives. So if you like ranch dressing, you're gonna love what the top of this lasagna tastes like. And you know, things that you put on the table that are white, it just makes them look a little more festive to put something green up on top. Look at that, right?